All right. Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to
Where are we
my
again?
brain just turned off. Rainbows and Razor Blades Productions, where chaos reigns in all of our content because my brain certainly doesn't. Welcome to At the Threshold. I am your maestro of mayhem, Chad, aka Real CMG, aka North Show DM. Welcome and thank you. Um, We had a little bit of a hiccup last week with gremlins, both of the technology and the body. But we're back with a vengeance. Nobody has fed them in like days, so they're fine, right? The gizmo is just chilling in the back. No gremlins. Um, I think I saw a weird little doll though, so Chucky might be loose, but we're okay from short little killer things
Damn, I don't
for
know where Sally
now.
went.
For now,
Well,
anyway.
I have a wide selection of things in the background. There's a Kirby, there's a Lothcat, there's several Porgs. So if you see anything move behind me, someone let me know.
Unless it's the porgs. I won't let you know about that.
Son of a bitch.
They're coming for you. I liked the porgs. Hot take. I liked the porgs.
I loved the porgs. I'm fine with
Obviously,
those little
in this
penguin creatures.
Yeah,
in this
little penguin
household,
dudes.
also stand Porgs.
Yeah. Um, so hey, let's meet my friends that have subjected themselves to Dungeons and Dragons with me. Hello friends.
Oh
We're
well.
gonna start with Allison. You're muted.
Muted.
Didn't wanna bother. Hi, I'm Allison. I will be your Selma this evening, and
Hmm.
always our little fairy druid. You can I don't know if are we doing the thing where I tell you where else you can find me, or is that
We'll
just
do that at the end.
Yeah,
okay?
let's save that for the end.
Hi, I'm Allison. Somebody else go.
Michael.
Hello, my amo is Michael. That was most of my Spanish I can say on the air without getting us in trouble. Tonight I'm playing Henri of the Brazen Eye, not to be confused with Henri Offrey, despite what you may see on the screen later. He is
Oh,
Henri
I
Henri
gotta
today.
change that.
I already updated it. We're fine.
Oh, okay.
Um, he's a fighter. He's happy to be here. He's ready to bash some heads using his head. That's all I got.
Actually,
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter, and I am playing for you tonight. Key Day, the Fire Genasi, Paladin level 2. And let's see, she has lots of powers and abilities that she doesn't know that she has and is just trying to learn how to use them. And yeah, I can't wait to get back in it. And last, me. Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm playing Astray, the rogue, your resident emotional support undead. Also, we have that as merch. Go check it out.
we do have the raddest of merches. Um, as always, here on Rainbows and Razor Blades, if you desire to show us some support, number one, thank you. We appreciate it. There's a way that you can do it. Number one, dodge cat butt. Make sure you do that. Go right to Kofi, our Ko-fi page, and you can, you know, uh, throw some of your nice cash at us, which can be used to grant boons to my players, so that they may survive the shenanigans that will inevitably happen here in my game. Not
Or
unlike
if
what
you
is
want to
happening
ensure they
to
give in to
Slurpee right
awful
now.
temptation.
Yes. You can also do such things as leave messages for your friends. Happy birthdays. Um, you make me sing a weird song. Um, I if somebody really wanted, I would read a "Will you marry me?" or "Will you go to prom with me?" message. I don't have a problem with
I'm
that.
gonna
Uh, but it'd probably be better if you did it yourself. But if you think I'm cool enough to do it for you, I'm here for you. I got it.
and
Or
you
you can
can
be
give us
immortalized
Maker's
in the game.
coins.
Yep,
You know, we can roll the or
you can grant the party things. I think I don't remember things like advantage. You can grant them the charges to their makers coins that they can use to swing the balance of fate in a direction of their choosing. Excuse me. Or of course, buy some merch and improve the charisma score that you already have. Yep. Um,
We are
so
the face we want to see in the world, which is to say we're terrible at it.
yeah. And might I say that everyone looks very nice today. Your camera pictures here on Twitch are fucking crisp, really good. So cheers to you, my friends. Um, and then real quick, right before we get started, as always, thank you to Lost Fellow for letting us use his music as our theme music, and thank you to Mike Shea for writing the setting PDF for City of Arches, which is available on his Patreon. Now let us get into the jam, the game. So there's been a lot of crazy stuff happening here in Munaholan, the City of Arches, revolving at least in part around our party, our characters, um, dudes falling out of the sky, people talking in other people's brains. I'm sure some other stuff happened, but those are the big two things. Um, people
We'll see
getting
with those
murdered in the
for now.
streets. Yeah, we'll go with those. Um, hang on, there we go. The of course the party has in their quest to kind of figure out what's going on with these so-called red knights, um, has spoken with Grayson One Eye, the arch druid of the Grove, uh, or did I say I was going to call him the Arc Druid? Probably, I don't know. Anyway, the head guy of the Grove, of the Grove, and what did I? He gave them some information, and it was probably good. Um, oh yeah, so he kind of pointed them, gave them a little bit of information about this mysterious name, Scraith, that was part of a broken phrase that was whispered into um,
Day.
Kita. Thank you. Fuck me, Kide's mind. Um,
Everybody's
and
all in here.
yeah, it's
I thought I was
and
playing the psychic
I'm
nut job.
right. And it turns out he is or was some kind of powerful general of the nameless of this nameless so-called nameless king from back in the day, an Ifriti. Uh, coincidentally, maybe who knows, but is of the same uh, lineage in part to Kide, or at least the form that she wears. Um, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Um, they also went and met up with Chance, their contact at the Seekers of the Sun, and managed to gain an audience with Taryn White Whiskers uh, and his little friend, whose name was What was his little friend's name?
I don't
It
know
was
that you have
the weasel, and he was adorable.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
the white weasel.
Joffrey.
Oh, Joffrey.
Yeah, the weasel's name is Joffrey.
Speaking of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. And he you do stuff and then you're like, oh, I'm ready, and then it goes away.
Words are hard, y'all.
I know, right? He gave him some
Maybe we should
information.
go around in a circle and just like say what we remember.
The players, let's do that. I'm fumbling here, guys. Thanks. Ash, what do you remember? What do you
Okay.
have?
All right. I remember that. Well, I suppose we ended last time with my sword, my red sword, seemingly to
Hmm.
speak to me, to say, "I see you, thief and murderer." So that's definitely a problem on my list. Last time someone talked to me was in that cave where some kind of super old, super powerful thing that is trapped in the cave spoke to me and was like, "Hey, free me." And so like we even haven't dealt with that. Um and then there was like the whole demon thing that we started with weird cultists trying to summon demons, and we've all forgotten about that because we have to find out why weird fey creatures are falling out of the sky and murdering other fey creatures in some kind of fey war that is happening that Selma seems to be a part of. And that's what I will say.
I remember. I don't know what I'm part of.
What do you know about your fey kingdom that we know?
I do know that we went and spoke to Grayson one eye. He gave us a bunch of other people to talk to. We got some deets on Scraith. We had some people that we were gonna go talk to that White Whisker gave us a reference to, but we were gonna go catch up with Henri because one of them was a member of the Golden Knights, I believe.
Oh yeah, we thought
Um,
that there was somebody
Yeah,
infiltrating Golden
Shu.
Knights.
Yes, we think there's somebody infiltrating.
Who is on the cultist task force.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's
so
a
that
mole.
sounds. Yes. And then I, in the midst of talking with some of White Whisker, realized, oh my god, constellations and shit. And so we were going to make a trip to the observatory this evening at some point to take a look into the sky and see if there was anything we could glean from that.
Magic.
That's
Yeah,
what
about the only other thing I have to add is that we need to go see Sister Penelope at the temple to see if
That
the
was the-
amulet is cursed and be happy if it is that I never actually put it on and just put it in a pouch.
Mhm, mhm.
I mean, I just write up a tune to that red sword, so
It was pretty. What are you gonna do?
And you were confronted by
Oh, that's right. We got
possible
like
cultists in the market.
they tried
they
to roll us
wanted.
You
They
have the
wanted.
skull.
that
You give it
little
us
black
back.
skull.
And I
Yeah,
stole the skull just to give it back so that they wouldn't find it on.
but I have it back now.
And so, thank you. Listen, if you're watching this, and I want you to know, this is a group effort. All of your games are a
Collaborative
group
is the
effort.
name of the game.
All the time. Collaboration. If you watched our show yesterday, like I said, the thing I love best is collaboration because, oh boy. Anyway, let's get to it. And I figured this out too. I went and looked at this. So now I can confidently say that today is the 10th day of the month of Throne. Uh, it is Raven's Day. Let me double check.
Oh shit! It's my birthday. Who everybody got me
Mm.
presents, right?
Yep.
Yeah, if it's still the same day,
Or
yes,
it's the
Raven's
11th day. It is the 11th day of the month of Throne, which is, of course, Raven's Day, because it has only been, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115 what, 2 days?
if that.
Yep.
Yeah,
We've had 2 long
2
rests.
days. Oh, so maybe it's the 12th day.
Because we got the year and we had the night that we spent there. Then the next day is when the Red Knights attacked, and then we slept at Henri's.
Let's call it the 12th. Let's go. Oh, man. Let's call the
Astray
12th
remembers the
day,
sleeps.
which is
She
Moon's
never
Day.
do the sleeps.
It is Moon's Day. Just update this. Okay. I've prepared a thing. The stone flagging of the wandering sword, well polished by the passage of many feet, is crowded with tense bodies. The black robed students of Master Straysinger hold themselves at quiet unease as they share their space with the white clad Dufakar. Many among each group nurse bruises that will last for days, and a few manage minor cuts. Within his padded helmet, a few beads of sweat. They would glisten, but it's in a helmet on the back of Henri's neck as he stands beneath the anvil of the afternoon sun. Gambesoned, he stands at the ready, his eyes calm. Across from him, a similarly armored man in the white robes of the Dufakar holds himself at the ready, round shield and tulwar in hand. The two masters share a look across the training grounds and nod. This, the third to last bout in this challenge, has begun. Michael, roll initiative.
Oh, sorry. There we go. I had to properly yell out loud as I'm selected. I will rule initiative with my lovely dice provided by the GM. Kind of a
Please roll
lovely,
it in roll 20, please.
but I'm showing you this beautiful die that I got
Yes,
anyway that you
it's
gave me
such
and
a
I love
gorgeous set
because
of
it looks like
dice.
steel. Anyway, now I'll roll initiative
So
the
this is
boring way.
what is happening while we went off on that information gathering thing. Okay.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna catch up. We're gonna catch up, Michael.
That is an
Uh,
initiative.
That is definitely a 3. The first feat I'm getting at level 4 is alert. I'm
Alert is
tired of this
awesome.
in every game I play.
this well, he rolled a 7.
Good on him.
Feel better?
A little bit. And your weapons are for narrative purposes, you're using training blunted weapons. Um I wasn't about to make up funny stats for training weapons. That's dumb.
Don't worry
We'll just
about
say
it.
they're training weapons. Um and he kind of circles you with steely-eyed gaze looks upon you looking for an opening and maybe he finds one and
The opening is I'm slow as hell apparently.
yep.
Level 2.
And level 2, yeah. He will roll a 19.
Well, as I'm sure a Gambison is less armor class than my normal armor,
I
and I'm
wouldn't
just
worry about don't worry about it.
either way it hits.
What's your armor? Okay, yeah.
18. Like either
I
way
did.
it hits.
I made up a monster for this guy because I wanted to. I didn't like what I found, but I didn't change his armor class from what he was, and it's nothing outrageous. He will do 7 points of damage as his Talwar um, finds a opening in your defense.
I imagine at 7 hit points, that's Henri's bell gets rung. Just boom!
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, just
uh,
right in the helmet. Bing.
ping! Those are
You,
never good.
my friend, are up.
I am a fine film by Pixar that makes people sad. Okay.
Isn't that
Uh,
every Pixar? Oh.
That's why I don't watch a whole lot of Pixar films. The important part is Henri gets his head rang and just keeps going at steps offline. Um, and he initially just kind of wheels a flick shot towards the guy's head, which he
Mm.
assumes a shield is going to come to meet to take him off balance. So he's not really dedicated to that, and then literally keeps moving around, steps back the way he's come, and instead, flicks for an actual strike to the lower quadrant on his non shield side, which should now be open. We're going to roll this die and find out how it is.
Mhm.
Well, the die rolled me a 16 natural. I like this die. With bonuses, that's 22 to hit.
Okay. He raises his shield for your feint, and falls for it.
That fool. He fell for the oldest trick in the book, not hitting you where I pretended to. And that's going to be 10 points of practice sword damage.
Nice.
As that probably pounds a thigh just right in, just a bam.
Yeah. Yeah. He kind of stumbles back a bit and is definitely like he's kind of doing that leg lift that you're like how so you move it a little weird. Um and um he is going to he he does that for a second, and will kind of steal his gaze, and there is the just the eyeball shot of the two of you, and his eyes go a little, they go boop, and then they go boop, and he uses his bonus action to second wind, gains 7 healing.
Shockingly, I'm probably going to do that myself shortly.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Stupid fighters.
Two fighters fighting each other. And he is, I wonder if that's encountered in there. He is going to attempt a, sh- uh, a shield bash against you, um, because you have to be able to use all of your weapons, and anything in your hands should be a weapon.
Yeah, brah.
Uh, ah, this is a 17 hit.
No, it does not.
Oh,
That's some hot shield on shield actions, what that is.
yeah. Yeah, you dig your feet in and maybe slide a little bit in the gravel of the sparring pit, and are unmoved, are unfazed by him. My friend, it is your turn.
I'ma think some deep thoughts for a second. Henri closes his eyes and goes from relying on his normal senses to his blind sight. Um,
Mm. Turn off
to,
your
to,
targeting computer.
yeah, he turned off his targeting computer. Also, because things like color and the background beyond the fighter are distracting, and with only 10 feet, all he sees is the fight. Um, and he is just going to kind of close his eyes, just kind of sway for a second in the breeze, and come back on one of the sways and just snap back out to one side, and go low to try and tag under the shield again. But that didn't work because I don't think a 13's gonna hit.
It does not. It does not.
Um, so not gonna do anything that turn. Just kind of pop back up a little bit offline and be annoyed.
Did you want to do your fighter thing?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay. He easily deflects your strike, and gives a little ha smile thing, as people do.
As
Yes,
they
you
want
do.
to do.
Um, and he seeing your he's he's probably um he's probably taken aback a little bit at first by your close your eyesness. He's like, what is this guy doing? But seeing your attack response, he is not not phased, and he will he kind of like he does some quick shuffling motions, perhaps attempting to kind of throw off your hearing sense, and then makes kind of he like as he shuffles he spins, which is of course something you shouldn't really do in a real fight, but he spins behind backwards, covers himself with a shield, and goes to strike with a sweeping cut to the leg. If I can find a button.
Ow.
My bad. An 18.
Just hits the armor class.
All right. You will receive 4 points of damage.
Damage.
Why are you all wet?
He takes the hit to the shin. But joke's on this guy, because it's not that Henri is listening. Henri just senses other ways. And he takes the hit and just steps into it, and instead of like striking with the blade, just pommel to the face. So that's a total of 16 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. Nothing. They got really good helmets. But this is
your
dragging
armor
on.
class is 18.
Yeah, but because I'm wearing fake heavy armor, which I shouldn't be for this. But he's gonna action surge and continue in as his arm gets caught on the shield, and instead just whip Molinet the blade down to just like snap into into the nest of his chest, if you will.
Ah, the nest of his
The
chest.
nest of the chest. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
That is 8 points of damage.
Oof.
Um, and Henri just kind of then just takes a long step back, kind of a hop back, and then just has a moment of calm where he inhales deeply, eyes still closed, and now he's going to use his second wind to get
Nice.
back 7, 8, 9 hit points.
Nice. I'm gonna do this. Hiya.
Oh shit, hi-yas.
Yeah, he hayas.
At least it's not a
Um,
Kamehameha.
I hope not.
That's
It's gonna get real weird real fast.
He looks at you and says, "It's over 9,000." No, he does not give in to anger, and keeps his cool. And
Oh shit, he's a barbarian.
no, he's not. But I'm not going to make him make reckless options, which I might have done before, had he failed that roll. And he takes measured steps warily, and and comes in behind the shield, and essentially attempts to kind of sneak his and use the curve of his talwar as to trick you and pierce your defenses.
Stupid curved swords.
Alas, his 7 to hit is defeated by your defenses.
Henri just bites the tip of the sword off. Oh, wait, no. That is if I was playing a barbarian.
Bite and twist.
Uh,
You've
that's just a
disarmed me.
twists it around, bats it aside, and just goes with a straight in high speed lunge at the individual again in response to that. But I'm betting a 7 doesn't hit.
You would bet right.
Question: since
Yep.
I failed a roll, can I use my Maker's Coin? I'm never sure when to declare using those.
Instead of a d20 roll.
Okay,
Isn't
Never
there
mind.
the well, I mean, no, that's if you succeed. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so you could use it to turn a failed roll into a fail forward roll, or a success on his part to turn it into a success with consequences. But
I
to
would like to
flip
fail
it,
forward.
fail forward. Okay. So you spend your Maker's Coin. Um, you hear the toss and roll of a coin in your mind, and yeah, what I'll leave this up to you. What does this fail forward look like?
Quick lunge went in. I'd say the lunge doesn't strike, but as he tumbles, he steps backwards. He ends up off balance and falls prone. Which he's going to act
Hmm,
next, so I can't capitalize on it. But it's good
yeah.
drama.
I'll say this. I like that. But let's say that he in his defense of this powerful, too powerful of a lunge, so powerful it didn't hit, so powerful lunge, he is off, he kind of stumbles back a little bit off balance, and will have disadvantage on his attack against you next round.
Sounds good. Come at me, bro. I'm done.
Because I'm not gonna be like, he's proud and then uses and then he's up again. That is a waste. It's a waste. But I like where your head's at.
I never used it before, so I was like, I don't know how
Yeah,
much I can ask for.
yeah. Um, and he attempts to use kind of his motion in what a modern viewer would say is drunken style. And some people would
He
just
could be
say it's
drunk. We don't know.
flailing around wildly. Um, and attempts kind of a wild attack against you, and he will roll with disadvantage. Roll.
I mean, is he a drunken style monk? Because that's a thing in D&D.
It's true, but he is not.
Okay.
And he did not roll the natural 20. He rolled the 4 for a total of 8.
That actually was a good use of the Maker's Coin.
It was.
So he's making, he makes a couple wild flail, and Henri just kind of leans back as it goes past, and then just in the German school does what you call a peasant strike, which is just whoop bop, just try and just smack him in the forehead.
Yep.
Well, I rolled a natural 18, which totals to a 24. Yeah, 24
That'll
for
slide
6
in.
points of damage.
Yeah, you hit him square between what would be the eyes. Um, although it's debatable on the helmet. And he kind of stumbles back to one knee, and you hear a kind of simultaneous, um, not shout, but command from the two masters, of stop.
Then you stop and you walk into your corner or area of the ring.
And the two masters, of course, we've never described them, so let me do so now. um Master Straysinger, who is the sword master of the Wayward Sword, is
The
uh,
devil.
yeah, he is the devil.
And he
He
has
is
a
the
golden
devil.
fiddle for you.
Yeah. No, he is a medium built, of medium height Kenku, uh large black beak. He's kind of like a yeah, shoot. He has like a white part of his head. I don't remember what, not a magpie. I don't remember what they're called. And
Jackdaw? I think it's a
say that again?
Jackdaw.
Jackdaw.
I think
Maybe.
he's like that white bird, but
Yeah.
not white, black and white.
And he is wearing kind of an all black. He's black on black. All black, kind of wrapped, like kind of robe, tunic, yukata. Is it yukata, Michael? Or
Yeah,
yakuta?
that's the
Yeah.
rappy pants that
Yeah.
I just know the Japanese version, but like every other culture in the world figured it out at some point. The wrap
Yeah.
pants.
Yeah. And the other man, the master, the Dufakar master, they're a different, they're out of town. They're a sword school from out of town.
I was just gonna start.
Yep, exactly like that. And I, of course, I did that thing where you like write up a bunch of shit.
And then you forget where you
Except for-
put it.
No, except for the
And it's-
motherfucker's name.
It's
Oh,
not yukata, it's hakama. I can't believe I got my words back.
Hakama
Hakama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
or Hakama.
The rappy pants.
Yep.
Everybody loves the rappy pants.
The yukata is like a light
It's an
kimono.
informal kimono.
Yeah.
Welcome to At the Threshold, where we discuss the finer points of Japanese medieval garb.
Give me 1 second. Yeah. Fantasy name generator.
Kjorgen Jorgensen.
and
Real
see, I
names.
call those harem pants because of the Thai harem pants that look so similar.
Mm.
They're just tied at the ankle.
Well, no, that's the thing is they're a type of pant that literally everyone in the world at some point did.
Yep.
I know the word hakama, so that's what I go with.
At some point, we all wanted a comfy pair of pants.
Who the hell doesn't?
Comfy pants, swords, and fried dough. The 3 human constants.
Well, yeah,
That's
not
true.
wrong.
That's true. All right. His
and
name.
fermented
Beer.
things into alcohol.
His this guy's name is Khalil. Khalil Al-Hay. I'm probably butchering how to pronounce that, but that's fine.
Hey, none of us speak things. Okay.
That's true. And he is a large human man. He probably stands close to 7 feet tall.
Big dude.
Yeah, big. White. All of him and all of his people have kind of white robes on. They have like the cool, like really tight turbans. They use the people from India wear. Is it the Sikhs? Yeah, like the Sikhs wear the little tight guys.
The small kind of the serious business turban.
Yeah,
The turban of kings.
The
Yeah.
tactical turban.
tactical turban.
Hey, the Sikh
It's got
religion is
Velcro
a
on it.
great and fascinating one, but you're supposed to wear 5 things. One of them is like a big bangle because it acts like a shield. One is a knife.
Yeah.
You're supposed to wear the turban because keeps your head safe in case. And like,
Yeah.
I get him.
He has a big black beard, and a big mustache that hangs down below the beard even.
Like the Fu Manchu.
Yeah. It's like mine, but if my mustache was even bigger and my beard was bigger.
The big deal.
Yep. And Many of his students are very similar, although maybe they're not necessarily all quite as large. And they nod to each other across the space, and uh, kind of give each of you a look, respectively. Like Straysinger gives you a look, and Khalil gives this student a look. Um, and uh, wow, I just did it. I did. Oh man, yeah,
Khalil?
yeah. No, uh, I was thinking ahead as I was talking, and then I forgot what I was thinking ahead about. Um, and yeah, and you step up. Oh, so you've been here for a little bit of time, um, and have been a part of the school for probably most of that time, I would imagine.
Yeah, like probably 5 or 6 months.
Have you been in a challenge such as this before?
Heads? Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let's say this is your second challenge. So you're kind of used to kind of how this plays out. Um, and there's rules for these things. Um, and you kind of step off of the training area, and uh, the kind of the seconds, um, or the first disciples kind of step up. In your case, for your school, Parnell Ergen, the noble kind of orc, and steps up, his training greatsword in hand, as he is wont to fight with. Yeah, right. It's still a club that would kill like everybody.
To be fair, we have those at my school, and they're a fucking thing. So yeah,
Yeah. And his opponent steps up, and his opponent is a dwarven. Is it, nope, it's not a dwarf. I got to remember that I made dwarves different, so it's not a dwarf. Dwarves are like my go-to because I love dwarves, but I made dwarves
yeah,
different
yeah.
here. Is a halfling, um, who is essentially armed pretty identical. Your school is a fairly eclectic school, and these Dufakar seem to be a very kind of specific. They're all kind of using the same implements, sword and or shield and tulwars, um, and they have uh, a, a a longer duel than you had, um, and it goes back and forth. But in the end, Parnell is victorious, and the masters, in the kind of the same way, the masters nod to each other across the space, and the students clear the space, and then the two masters, Khalil and Straysinger, step into the space and kind of eye each other and step forward.
Oh shit.
The Khalil bows to Straysinger, and he gives him a nod. They bump fists, and Khalil and his students leave.
Hmm.
From your experience that the masters would only fight, um, given certain things, and those things were not met. Also, I really didn't want to figure out how that was going to play out.
Yeah, that's gonna get weird. Let
Yeah.
that happen.
Um, and the stray singer kind of turns to everybody. You can see that there is huge relief on a lot of the students' faces. Parnell is kind of as you know him to normally be. He kind of has an arrogant gleam to his eye, like, yeah, we won. Of course, we're better than them.
Arrogant Birdman is the most terrifying thing I could think of because Eric just looks like
That's
murder.
Parnell. Parnell's
Oh,
the
Parnell, sorry.
arrogant. He's the first disciple. Arrogant orc.
Okay, never mind. That's less terrifying.
But birds are automatically arrogant.
Yeah, that's why it's like if you said arrogant Birdman, I assume someone's about to die.
Yeah. And Stray Singer kind of looks at all of you, and specifically everyone who fought. Not everybody fought, but specifically at everyone who fought, but also at everyone, and nods. And he says, in his kind of normal, let me just double check.
Perfectly normal Kenku voice.
Yeah, in his normal, he's carefree. In kind of his normal attitude, he says, uh, well done. I feel like that's always my voice. He says,
It's okay.
he
Your
says, well
go-to.
done, in a croaky crow raven man voice, right? He says, well done, my students. You have upheld the honor of our school. Now go bathe, rest, and nods, gives both you. He gives you like a, one of those meaningful nods. Like, oh yeah, you've proved yourself really good. And maybe a less meaningful nod to Parnell, because while Parnell is first disciple, he is everyone knows that he's kind of an ass.
We expect
But
things out of him.
and yeah, a lot of everybody kind of gets up, and you can smell
What the Rock's cooking.
whatever. Yeah, you can smell whatever the fantasy version of Tiger Balm is, as some students are liberally rubbing Tiger Balm into some of their other students.
Displacer
Um,
Beast Bomb?
Displacer Balm. Displacer Balm. That
Displacer
works.
Balm. Why the hell not?
Balm. It's canon now. And many kind of put their training weapons and armor up, and head out to the public baths.
Henri, Henri's going to not do anything particularly special. He puts everything up like everyone else. He's a bit more quiet and reserved, I imagine, than several of the other students. Because dudes who fight love to talk about it. And Henri doesn't talk about it that much. But he definitely, he gets all his shit together. I imagine some of it's loner because it's not in my equipment list. I'm not going to fuck with it. So that gets cleaned up very intensely with great attention to detail, which means he's one of the last to leave. And he would technically go to the public bath to get cleaned off because he doesn't have a private bath.
Yeah.
I don't know. He could probably get one installed. He has a lot of space.
Yeah. On your way out, Parnell kind of claps you on the back, and he says, "Ha, well done, brother."
Oh, thank you. Um, Although it was not particularly difficult, that man's lack of understanding of the fundamental geometry of combat was obvious.
Yes, he was a fool.
I was going to say more likely someone who muscled his way through things. Um, but as long as it provides results normally, I suppose it's acceptable. This time it failed to provide results for him.
He um he says, he uses a slur. I'm not going to use a slur.
That's okay.
He uses a slur. Um Not that the slur that I would use would maybe be bad. I don't really know, so I'm not going to use a slur. But he uses a slur. He says, "Yeah, those so and so's, they should never have come. Um, but we prevailed. Come, let's get clean."
Yes.
Yep. And yeah, you wash yourselves.
Get washed, get cleaned,
Yeah.
get head back towards the the hacienda. I imagine Theo, not Theo, wrong character.
Wow.
Who am I?
I don't know anymore. I have so many people inside me. Um, Henri, same number of syllables. In my head apparently. I imagine like on his way back, he's still got definitely like a bruise like like right here on his forehead from where he got his bell rung.
Oh yeah, it's
That's
it's
starting to
it's
turn
not
fun
here.
colored.
It's not here, but it's right here.
Hmm. So yeah, it's just starting to really appear by the time he's getting back towards the domicile.
Yeah. The rest of you have left Stray Singers. I'm sorry, that's not White Whiskers.
Was I fighting all of them?
You were
Ah!
fighting all of them. Yeah. They take off their white robes and say, "Ha."
Rise!
It's a
Yeah.
cult!
It were your friends all along.
Oh no! I feel slightly bad about hitting you in the face. Not that sad though.
um you have left the Terran White Whiskers, and I believe you are heading back to find out if Henri has come back, or what the dealio is.
We had been heading to his place.
Yeah.
For 2
Uh,
weeks.
It's a slow, it's a long road. Time is a soup.
Time is a weird soup.
You coincidentally, as you kind of cross um the street like a block down, you see the cutting figure of Henri as he crosses the street and heads up the stairs, or whatever, to the to his house, to the loft apartment, to the attic space.
At what point do I hear a voice in my head? Is it before he shows up? Is it
Mm,
as soon
yeah.
as we see him? Like, when did that happen?
Um, I think that happened probably, like, we'll say that's a good point. We'll back up. Um, uh, that happens maybe like halfway there. Like you've covered half the city. Um, so maybe, yeah, so maybe you're like kind of crossing beneath the Tower of Zartan, like working your way towards the elevators up into the second district, the second rise, when you hear the voice in your head.
Uh, did you did anyone just do you hear that? Did anyone hear that?
Kide, are you hearing voices in your head again?
Here.
Ah, somebody who's not very happy. Um, can I tell that it was coming from the sword or not?
Um, give me a let's call it a. I would allow us. I almost said sense motive. I would allow an insight check.
Right. Yeah, that's a -1.
Woo!
11.
11.
Yeah.
Um, it's just it's a voice in your head. It sounds there is a having heard more than one voice in your head now. Um,
Getting really
it
used to it.
It's a thing.
yeah, it is different than the other voice. The voice in the mountain. Um,
A lot nicer.
well, and it had a like it had a
Old quality,
it had a
right?
quality of like ease to it, like it eased its way in, whereas this was like it has a quality of being forced in, if that makes sense. Like it's the voice is punching into your brain, but as opposed to just like I'm in here, we're chatting. If that makes sense.
Makes
But
perfect sense to
you're
Henri.
unable to give you're unable to link a source to the voice, but it definitely it definitely has a different quality.
Uh, yeah, maybe I'm hearing things again. Um, hello? She just kind of like peers around. Um, are you still there, very angry person?
And you get no response.
Mm, I don't think that's very good. She sounded, or it, they sounded very upset.
Could a stray do an insight check to kind of see if there's anything on Kide's person that would facilitate this, or even Arcana, because I'm proficient in both. So
I would allow Arcana.
this time.
I don't have your hair in my mouth, bud.
That was a natural 20 for a 23.
Hooray!
Wow. Um,
My first rule of the night. Woohoo!
yeah, no, that's
Why
good.
is Kide hearing voices? Arcana!
Mm, yeah.
Her emotional support undead must help her.
Um,
You have to be close for safety.
mm,
I kind of
how
feel like the not a zombie tag is like the emotional support badge that animals.
Yeah, right. Working undead.
service undead, do not pet.
Right. Not a zombie, don't stake.
um Kide, how are you wearing this sword?
I think I would have taken my two scimitars out of the back holster
Okay.
and put these two sickles in there.
Okay.
Um, and then thrown my scimitars in my bag that I'm kind of carrying around, which is a little clunky, but you know, I don't have that many possessions.
There. Um let me just look at one thing. quick here.
I mean, I kind of feel like this is a haunted scimitar is like equivalent to like a haunted house in our current market. Just like that's
To the house.
unfortunate, but I'm not moving.
Yeah. Um. So Astray. Wow. Fuck me. Astray. You. She asks y'all this question, and you kind of look her up and down with a studied eye, looking for anything out of the ordinary, arcane wise.
It could be
Um,
so many things though.
it
Like I
could be,
have
it could be.
multiple skulls on my body. I've got magic swords.
I have so many ways with which to screw with you.
I know those runes. What is happening?
And maybe it's the position of the sun, and maybe you didn't really necessarily, I don't remember exactly, and maybe you specifically didn't kind of look at this blade too closely, um but the maybe the angle of the sun allows you to see, um like a very fine, like the very fine beveled edge of carvings that kind of are on the hilt of this red star sword. And you see a glyph, a magical kind of rune or whatever that you identify, and recognize as being something that allows for um, communication.
Ide, the red sword. I think that's what's talking. I just saw a glyph for communication slightly light up on it.
You're saying I have a haunted sword?
I'm saying you have a sword that's sentient.
Maybe
It could be cursed. It could be just magical. It could be a ghost trapped in there. It could be haunted. But
Oh,
I'm not sure.
hello everyone. What? Henri just looks confused. He's still wearing he's still wearing the workout clothes.
Yeah, we've totally
Uh,
stopped like right beneath the trap door that
and his
leads up to it.
hair's like damp, and he's just what?
Oh, hi.
What?
Kide's sword that we picked up last night is talking to her apparently.
Have you ever
So
heard anything about haunted swords?
So the sword that we took from a knight of a queen of a fey realm.
Super angry.
Maybe it was a
Have you considered it's possible that she gave her champion swords that she could speak with them through or communicate, and
Sounds really
as
expensive.
such is going to yell? I
A
imagine a
communication
queen of a
glyph
far
did,
realm of fey
light up
has many
on the
resources.
sword.
we kind of just happened like a minute ago, so we
Okay.
were still kind of talking about it.
Okay.
But maybe.
Why are you surprised by this?
I mean, should I take it out and try to send a message back?
Do you want to talk to an angry queen or high lord of the Fae?
Oh, I mean, her opinion can only get better, right?
No. It strikes me that anyone of power whose champion you have slain and taken their arms will take that as a direct affront to their authority, and given that they seem to be very violent and angry already, will only get angrier. I would not talk back to them, no.
Do you
It's a
think-
magic sword.
Oh, no, I'm not saying get rid of the sword. I am merely pointing out that this would explain why, if you suddenly perhaps heard a magical voice speak to you, it was probably that. And it might happen again, and should that continue to happen, we may have a problem. But we don't know how often that would. Did you want to come up, or what's going on other than the magic sword is talking?
We were coming back to reconvene with you and figure out who we should go talk to next. I mean, we still gotta. Oh, so we talked to Taryn White Whiskers, and we got accosted by some occultists, and
Yes, we did get assaulted.
lots of stuff happened. But we've got to go to the observatory because Selma figured something out about constellations. I think.
Oh,
Maybe.
and
I have.
by the way, we think that there's like a mole or a leak in the guards. What are they called again? The town guards?
The Golden
Golden Knights.
Knights.
Golden Knights.
So
Golden Knights.
while we were walking through the city, I think we had left Grayson, because we went and spoke to him this morning.
Selma, may I?
Please.
Everything you have said, there's many things I want to hear. I have so many burning questions. I'm going to change, and we can talk while we walk.
Okay.
And Henri quickly just like goes back and switches into actual arming code, actual toss on the breastplate, gets his normal gear, and like 5 minutes later, just okay, and just kind of drops down,
Okay.
and then just uses mage hand to drop the door closed and lock it from the inside.
Okay. So we got a couple of people we wanted to go talk to.
And we're walking while we do.
Yeah, we're walking while we're too. I thought we were in your room. Sorry.
No, it is okay.
We're in the street.
We're in the street again. What were the names of? It was Penny or
Penelope, Sister Penelope is at the temple that we want to go talk to about the amulet.
and then who was the guy in the Golden Knights?
Shu from the
Shu.
Golden
Shu,
Knights,
okay.
who is part of the occult task force.
So Shu from the Golden Knights is part of the occult task force, and Penelope is at the temple. She may be able to explain more about the amulet that we found on Fae folk. The other thing is, I realized that if these people came from the sky, literally, the other day, and she'll like flip through her star charts, I had a sort of connection with these two constellations that have very similar. They're like a star away from each other, identical, and it's the Pearl Tortoise. My notes. It's the Eastern Eye, which is called a Pearl Tortoise on a map for Arrowwind. They're super, super similar. So I thought it might be a good idea to go to the observatory tonight and see if we can't find those constellations and maybe see where these guys actually came from. Maybe.
Okay, that is a great deal to do. And Henri just kind of stops and like looks around as they're in the street and goes, "So the temple and the observatory are up in the mountains. The Citadel of the Golden Knights is 3 blocks this way.
Sure.
If it would seem most reasonable for us to begin going to the Citadel and seeking after Shu, if you believe that is important."
I think it is, because like we said, we had a little bit of an altercation in the town.
In the middle of the street.
Yeah,
We're gonna
many
attack us with
people
people
around?
around.
several cultists, we're pretty sure they looked like cultists, approached us, and they wanted that black skull that I gave Kide, which nobody should know we have that, because we just kind of took it and stuff. So we think there might probably be someone who's getting information from the cultist leader that we put in prison.
We also knew that she didn't have it.
Yes.
And
So-
that means that somebody gave that information.
You see like
So-
the wheels turning in Henri's head. He's just, So the important thing we are to do is to not admit that we have this obsidian skull on us to anyone in the Golden Knights.
Correct.
It
Yes.
is technically possible that Chu is the mole. We do not know this for certain, but we must act as if so without letting him know that we
I'm
suspect
pretty
this.
sure that Shu's name was given to us by Grayson because Grayson, the archdruid, trusted him.
Yeah. What
I
are we
remember
going?
correctly.
Sorry. What are we going to shoe for again? Out of character.
We're gonna tell
You-
him that they think that they're leaking information about the cultists to more cultists, and the cultists are asking around about a black skull.
To talk about the cultists.
Okay.
And remember, Stray, remember what we talked about last time? If we tell them about the treasure, they'll want some. So we, we
What
don't
we
tell
talked
them that
about
we
is
have
Astray
treasure.
needs to keep her mouth shut when there's some things that shouldn't be told said, which is why I didn't talk a whole lot around White Whiskers since we were trying to keep stuff back.
Also, what is a white whiskers?
He's a
Taryn
person.
White Whiskers. He leads the Sunseekers, who hired us to go into
You got an audience
there.
with the
And
leader of the Sunseekers.
Right,
Yes.
we got to
Yeah.
talk to their manager.
when we went to go see
Very
Chance,
impressive.
and we were asking about what specifically did we ask him about? Shit.
We asked him like basically questions about who to talk to for different things, and he gave us directions.
The reason we got
Gives me.
because we mentioned Scraith. That's why we got the immediate audience with White Whiskers.
What is a scraith?
Scraith is the name that Kide heard in her head, or we found
Uh-huh.
out it was a name. He was apparently a general of the Nameless King and was a powerful Ifrit. I'm pretty sure that
Right.
that's who is bound in the
That's
mountains.
definitely who is at the top of the glacier, because if you wanted to contain a being of powerful elemental fire, the top
You
of a
do the
glacier
ice.
would be the most expeditious place within which to use both the natural processes and most likely keep any magic that is created in such an environment to get to keep without eroding for an extended period of time. So yes.
And
We
the
Sound
binding
really
were,
knowledgeable about this.
the binding
Well,
spells were done in Primordial, which is the language of the elementals. So
And, and he hears that, and then Henri just like looks at Kide curiously. It's like, "Well, it's just the logic from what is presented."
Is it though? Is
Yes.
it?
Well, you see, and he starts the gesturing as he walks. From my understanding, ice and cold are a form of stasis both in the material world, and one then therefore posits moving into the immaterial world and the world of enchantment. As such, one that would be an environment that one would accept to be stable. Additionally, any environment that one would assume would be cold enough to maintain he will go on for the entirety of the walk to the Citadel of the Golden Knights, explaining his logic unless
So
stopped.
the other thing, Henri. Oh gosh, I don't even remember what I was going to say now.
I have a +1 to intelligence.
The
Hey.
other thing is, I'm almost positive we talked to somebody about resealing that door, didn't we? Was that also a Penelope question?
yes.
I think he mentioned it to Taryn as well.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
Well,
we
I think he mentioned it to Taryn. I don't know what you were going to do with it elsewhere.
He
um,
did.
Oh no, I think
Here-
Taryn said that he was going to find somebody to go up and reseal the main door.
Which
That's it.
reminds me, we did find one tidbit that actually sounds really, really important from Taryn White Whiskers, and that is there are keys to the gates.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
why we went to
yeah.
Taryn, was the arches. We
Right.
went.
Go on.
And these keys
Suddenly very
might
interested.
look like a key, but
Why
they
we
might look
remember.
like something else. And usually, once you go through one of the gates with one of the keys, the key disappears and reappears somewhere else.
And you're like slingshotted back through the arch.
At
So
a
we got
different-
the audience with him because of the red knight that went through the arch and didn't slingshot back.
Well, he said that sometimes you would slingshot back immediately. And for different gates or possibly different keys, the time that you got to stay on the other side would be longer. And they didn't actually know what all of the keys did or how much time they would
They
give
don't-
you.
He said they have a couple keys, but it's something that's pretty rare, and we might not know what a key is even if we saw it.
But the real question becomes, is the failure in the arch, is the failure in the nature of where the arch takes us versus our nature, or is the failure the key itself that causes one to be slingshotted back? Because without solving that problem, any key is useless, because you can open an arch, but you couldn't really do anything through it and use it for what assumes that the intended purpose of some sort of gateway would be, which is to traverse regularly.
But yes,
Huh.
Taryn was very worried about the fact that that one red knight that did the killing in the Druid Grove
It
uh,
might be a good
made it
idea.
through the arch and didn't come back out.
He didn't come back out that we knew of. To be fair, it's possible he came back and no one saw him.
Maybe the
The
DM would like to say something.
I just um there are many things that I love that you fumble around through. And this I don't think needs to be one of them. Um Please allow me to clarify just so that everyone is
Yeah,
on.
I feel we've probably said something that we got wrong at some point.
Yeah. No, I mean it was okay. You essentially have two different types of keys. You have a key which we could call a true key. That works, that that doesn't rebound you, that you can use to pass between a gate freely. And then you have other keys that have a varying of power levels, and that essentially equates to the time wherein you are able to be on the other side of the gate before the gate before the key kind of recalls you back through the gate that which you came from.
Okay. We explained this to Andre.
Oh, that would explain the problem. Yes.
And you were, I mean, you were ultimately
We were
you had said a lot
this
of the right
close.
things, but you were very unsure. And I just
close.
wanted to make
No,
that
we appreciate it.
clear.
Thank you,
Clear.
DM.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you've been gone for
we
2
were
weeks
all
and you
the
learn a
guy at
lot
the
of
board
lore.
with the red strings and
Well, I believe the important part is, oh, wait, no, here we are at the Citadel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do this. Let us take our break. And then we'll do the Citadel when we come back. Everyone who is here, thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to take a break, probably about 10 minutes. So please do the same. Go stretch your legs, get a new beverage, take care of yourself. Remember that you can grant boons to the party by with monetary support via our Ko-fi or coffee link.
we
Things such
also
as
have
make a
aspect
coin.
of chaos.
What
The
was
channel
it? Sorry,
points.
what was it? Oh, you can
Aspects of
also use
chaos.
channel points. That's true. We do have channel points set up that do different things like advantage and
Chad
you
saved
know,
our ass a couple times on Tuesday, about a week or so ago. He threw a couple of D4s of healing our way, and
yeah, it comes in handy. So anyway, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. We'll see you soon. Yeah, welcome back everyone. I hope your break was refreshing. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking around. Let's get back to the action. So, you approach the
Citadel.
find my notes, the Citadel of the Golden Knights. Doot, 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 doot.
And which number is the Golden Knight Citadel on the map?
It is
11.
Numero
number
11.
11. Yep.
It is right next door.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I looked at the map. I was like, oh hey, that's right there.
Uh, three connected circular towers form this headquarters of the sworn protectors of the queen and the city, the Golden Knights. At in front of in kind of there's like a little square sort of in front of the citadel stands a 30-foot tall statue of a golden armored woman. Uh, and she has a cool spear that she's raising up, and like a kite shield, or no, not a kite shield, like one of those round, Michael, what are those round
A
like
buckler?
long ovoid shields?
Long ovoid shields. I don't know the specific terminology for that shit, but yeah, I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah, like the Normans used them or whatever.
Oh no, if it oh that's a kite shield. That's pointy at one end and long
Oh,
kind of way. Yes, kite
Okay.
shield. Go.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, and the large, intimidating iron doors to the citadel proper stand open, as it is, of course, um, daytime, and there's no reason to close it. Um, a number of there are a couple of knights stand guard. Um, their iron shod cudgels in hand, and yeah.
Um, Henri, who is also carrying his iron shod cudgel or iron shod quarterstaff, just kind of waves it at them, and
You just
s-
awkwardly both gesture with your
It's
yeah,
like,
quarter staffs.
just stick waving, awkward stick
yeah,
waving,
they're
and
all like,
head. Oh, that's terrible. The important part is we wave head inside,
yeah,
and I don't in character. I don't know how anything's laid out.
no, that's all right.
I wouldn't
That
know where to
makes
go.
five of us. Um, yeah, you head inside, and uh, there is kind of a small courtyard, kind of through, so it's almost like a keep, like an old style keep with like a, like a high wall and a small gatehouse that you walk through, and then a small courtyard where they train and those sorts of things, and then there's like the barracks buildings and offices and whatnot. um and there are a small number, probably like a couple of squads training in the yard. They have, cool wooden dummies that they're doing different things on, and some people are fighting against each other, and there's definitely like somebody who's there who's like hop, 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 and like his students are like doing stuff. Um,
Training
and
montage.
Yeah, training montage. And yeah, that the kind of offices on the other end of kind of opposite the courtyard, through that door over there, are like, hey, we need to talk to, where the desk sergeant is, right?
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and you kind of head into that building, and it's in this whole complex, aside from the large golden knight statue out front, is a pretty like straightforward military like style, like not unadorned, but specifically adorned, not like frou-frou-y, but I don't know,
Strategically adorned.
strategically adorned, tactically adorned, yeah. um and yeah, you enter into the kind of the front desk uh area, and there is a guardsman, a knight, as it were, behind a desk, It's like a high standing desk and counter thing. And he says, and it's somebody his name is Jeffries. Um, Sergeant. Really, I just named the desk sergeant
Do it.
Sergeant Jeffries. That's super weird. He's a massive, very handsome black man. You can tell beneath his armor that his pecs do not stop moving. They are bouncing the whole time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because it's Terry Crews.
Hell yes.
I mean, he's doing his pec exercises.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
you got to
got-
do
yeah,
something
you
while
gotta-
you're on guard duty. It's
Exactly.
super boring.
And he says, I forget what your hang on. You have a
Henry?
thing. No, I know I remembered what his name was. I'm just auxiliary. That's I'm just trying to remember what we called
The actual
this
rank.
position, since he's not a member of the Golden Knights. Maybe someday, but not right now. And he says, auxiliary Henri.
Yes, Sergeant.
Good day to you.
Pleasure. Is Guardsman Chew in today?
Hmm. And he says he kind of like gives you a look, like a knowing look, like, okay, all right. And he kind of shuffles through a couple of pieces of paper and has like a clipboard, and he says, yes, Shoe's on duty today. She's probably in his office. You know how he is. String and pins.
He has a very technically demanding job that well, hopefully we are not about to go make worse with information we'd like to talk to him about. Me and these are my companions. I will be responsible for them while they're here. He turns around, just kind of gives you guys a pleasant look, like he doesn't understand how dangerous that was, what he just said. May we go see him?
Absolutely. But first, who are your friends?
Um,
I'm not
Oh.
a zombie.
I point to the sign.
He's like
that is
can't make the face, but he's like,
that is not her name. Her
all
name is
right.
Astray.
Stray.
And
This-
she's my emotional support undead.
Are you afraid you are a zombie?
No, I'm not
I've
a
seen
zombie.
zombies, and you do not look
just-
like a zombie.
She has a complicated condition, but it's okay. It's under control. My name's Selma, and we have we worked with Henri to bring in that cultist the other day. And we're just
Yes.
along with him to do. We've done some work together, and stuff like that.
Just
He,
a little follow up to that mission. And she's very friendly. She doesn't bite or anything.
Oh, good to hear. But
I'm Day, by the way.
nice to meet you. Yeah, please head over to Shu's office.
Thank you. And just leads the way.
He shakes his staff at you.
Someone's gonna land on the ground. She'll like scurry rather than fly. Just kind of hurry after. She really does little because she's gotta run fast. She's gotta run faster than everybody else.
Could have had her terrifying feet.
She's tiny. She's like literally a larger. She's a large Barbie.
What's everybody's passive perception?
1,000,000.
10.
15.
15.
9.
12.
Selma, he's checking you out.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, Liz, he's checking you out.
things down so they cover my backside. None of that.
I'm just imagining the size difference.
Keep going. We keep going.
We move on.
Keep
Wait,
going.
what's going on?
Selma's not here for that. She needs somebody her own size.
Nothing. Everything's fine, Kide. How are you doing?
Oh,
You,
I'm good as long as things aren't talking to me in my brain.
Does it disturb you when I do that?
Yeah, it really seems like everybody's all up in there.
Which is unusual because normally I'm the only one who does that to people. So I'm fascinated, perhaps also a little bit vaguely jealous that someone else is performing the same kind of actions I do, but at the same time fascinated by who else communicates in that way because it seems very natural to me. This is the conversation he's having as they walk up the hall.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you can try to talk to me at the same time one of the other ones is trying to talk to me, and maybe we can have a three-way conversation.
I was considering that, but it seemed very impolite to you.
Conference call.
oh,
I'll just
hello,
yell that
Richmond.
out
Please
next
hold.
time.
Please hold while we connect another caller. You make your way down down a hall of offices and storerooms and whatnot, and to Shu's office. There's a there's like the old like school signs over doors, so it's like it sticks out over the door, and it has Detective Shu, um,
Detective.
cultist task force, and the door is open, and you hear as you kind of approach, you hear aha, mm-hmm.
Henri just kind of steps into the doorway and cranes his head around.
Yeah, it is. Number one, it is a mess. It is not a tidy office. There's a desk with a number of stacks of sheets of paper, books, scrolls, weird objects, just kind of like strewn about. There's uh there's a large like wood panel on one wall that has a number of like notes that this person has written, that Shu has probably written, some drawings of places, some drawings of people, and there's string circling tacks in the wood, that connect different things.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a conspiracy board. This is a cultist task force.
Detective Shu? Excuse me.
Is what? Oh, hello. Ah, and Shu is he is a man who is he has a yellow hued skin, black hair, that's very much cut like Jackie Chan in 1977. Uh,
do not piss him off.
no,
That will be a
yeah.
comically bad fight for us.
He is small, maybe not as short as Kide, but not a
Nope.
not a large
Kide's the
man.
big
Who's
one.
the tall one?
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Astray. Apologies.
Little over 4 feet then?
Yeah. He's probably like 5. Okay, I guess he's like 5'1", 5'2". He's a short guy. And
Oh no, he seems rather tall.
he's got there's he's got sideburns, trimmed nicely, not crazy, maybe a little spiky, not like the weird Robert Downey Jr. Was it Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man who had weird? Oh wait, no, I'm thinking anyway. He's got some sideburns. They're cool. Um, and he's just kind of wearing his like his tunic that he would wear under his armor or whatever. His armor, you can see is on a armor stand. Obviously, he's not going to wear his armor in his office. If somebody attacks him in here, everyone's got bigger problems. And he says, yeah, hello. And he kind of takes all of you in, and then notices that Henri, of course, is holding a staff and probably has some kind of auxiliary Golden Knight badge.
Sure.
Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Now.
And he says, auxiliary Henri. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as a kid detective.
What can I do for you?
We were my group was the group that brought in the cultist who was trying to summon demons in the crypts the other day, in the city of the Cliffs of the Dead.
Days
Yes.
ago.
Irvana, he says, yes, Irvana, and he kind of like goes over to his board, and there's like a small like drawing that kind of looks like that person.
Well, we have some follow-up information that may be important related to her that occurred today.
He sits down in his chair real fast and has a notebook in hand.
Ladies, if you would.
Well, we were in the city in broad daylight in a rather large crowd when several hooded figures approached us and yes, we're pretty sure they were cultists. They gave off the vibe. And they were under the impression that we had something that I guess belonged to their cult, which we do not have. And
what was this object?
I think they were looking for like a skull, like a black, like a skull thing.
And they said that they knew that Irvana didn't have it on her.
In prison. So we think that they must be getting information from her or from someone else who has access to her.
He kind of like, like gives you one of these, like, oh.
That's what it seems to us. We are not the experts here, sir.
Like, yeah, maybe there's maybe we have a rat.
It is possible.
Although it's maybe they have arcane means of communication. We could strengthen the wards that we have. But disconcerting. What did these cultists? What did they look like?
I took note, I think. So there there was a man with a scar across one eye, and there was someone with red horns. And that is all I have in my notes.
And they were wearing like black or brown, or there was like black or gray robes, I believe.
Dark robes.
I want to say he said one was a tiefling, one was a. I remember the tiefling
with the red horns.
Yeah. I will help you, because ultimately your characters would remember. So there was a dark-skinned human man with a scar across his eye. There was a white mustachioed human woman. there was a tiefling and an elf.
I remember the mustache. That's right.
And he takes down just just fiercely writing notes.
Those guys, those descriptions don't sound familiar to you at all, Henri, do they? We didn't recognize them, but maybe that sounds familiar to you.
They do not specifically, I'm afraid, no.
Hmm.
He he says,
Beep
oh
boop.
yeah, here we go. Let's do that.
I am a computer.
Nope, let's not do that. That doesn't help anybody.
Feed me dadums.
Feed me, Seymour.
He says, this mustachioed woman, and he kind of goes through some other characteristics, like, oh, was she like this tall, was she like this, and you're able to, I don't have that, I don't want to make up the information, but he goes through some characteristics which you confirm, because you of course saw her. And he says, the others I don't recognize, but her, in the markets they call her Aqua, which is spelled Akuaa. Right. I gave her a name.
Not to be confused with her dreaded sister Aquafina.
Aquafina. Yes, she is. He says we haven't been able to pin anything on her, but it's rumored she is an enforcer, possibly, some say, for the Hand. The Hand? Yes. Just like,
That like the
no,
foot in miniature.
the Black Hand. Yeah. Yeah.
The Hand,
The Foot Clan, the Black Hand.
Black Hand. They the group that runs the lower reaches?
Unofficially. But yes, the criminal family that runs the lower reaches.
Wow, we are just racking up the enemies here in the last 3 days, I have to say.
Well, it is possible we've had the enemies this whole time and just never knew.
That's true.
That's just true.
That's true.
Not
That's
a
true.
reassuring statement at all. Still concerning that if she is enforcer for the Black Hands, that indicates they're potentially working. Well, it would make sense if they're working out of the lower reaches, but it also begs the question of whether or not the Black Hand is involved in that. If they are, that is very bad. If they are not, on the other hand, that could play to our advantage if we are able to prove to the Black Hand, their masters, that she has a separate master.
As you're kind of working through that, I assume out loud.
Oh yeah, Henri is all blurt.
He like puts up a couple of pictures that he's just quickly drawn on the board of these people, and kind of connects them to the string that you now see. Actually, he already has a picture of her up there, and he puts a note next to her picture, and connects, does the string stuff. He says, we'll have to, I'll task some knights to see if we can track her down.
In the future, if she approaches us, It's fully legal if we defend ourselves, correct?
If they assault you,
Just
absolutely.
just to be certain, I was not there when my companions met these individuals. If I had, it
They
would
did
have
not
probably gone.
bodily touch us, but the threats were there, so that's why
They
we did not attack.
they left when some of the Golden Knights were coming our way, weren't they?
Yes.
That sounds right. Probably why they left.
Can Astray make an investigation check to check out his conspiracy board and see if there's anything that catches her eye?
Sure.
Someone's gonna lean in or flutter up to Henri's ear and go, "Do you think maybe that black skull is a key to one of the arches?" Like, hopefully quiet enough that Shu can't hear.
I
It
got
is
a 19
possible
on
they
my
think so.
investigation.
Did you say a 19?
Yes.
Man, you're rolling so good.
I only rolled twice tonight.
Those good dice she got from
I know,
somebody.
right? That's a good percentage. Selma, do a
do.
what is the skill that I want you to roll since you want to be stealthy? Just roll
Stealth?
stealth.
I guess.
Yeah, just roll stealth.
I was like, it's not
Um,
really deception. I'm just trying to be covert about it.
Yeah. Let's see. 19 total. That's good. What else is on this board?
15 total for being stealthy.
Okay. Yeah, you are absolutely able to. He doesn't hear you.
He's busy. He's busy conspiracizing.
Conspiracizing.
That's as close as I got. Also, just for shits and giggles, look at the Discord. I plugged in everybody's heights into a thing just because I wanted to see,
Yeah.
and it's pretty funny looking.
You see.
A little silhouette of a man.
Yeah, you see Stray, the thing you pick out is you see the picture, the kind of drawing of Irvana, and it connects to one of the many connections that it leads to, connects to a picture of it's like it's like the hand done equivalent of like a composite. So it's not really complete, but there are a few marks, like kind of telltale marks, on this picture, and there is a star tattoo in a. I shouldn't make it that. It's a. I was gonna say a star in a crescent moon. Wait, no, that's weird. That doesn't make sense. A star that's kind of in like there's like a hand, and then there's like a star, oh, kind of like this.
Gotcha.
Like on in where the neck would be on this picture, and there is like a widow's peak drawn in, and there is a name written under it, Earthrain ? IRTHRAIN. Um, is a thing that you get.
Okay. I now know to watch out for that tattoo, though.
After that bit of whatnot happens, Henri's just like, Detective, are you also working the what's happened with the men who fell out of the sky and murdered people in the Grove?
I have not been tasked to that investigation.
Who has?
Well, that would be
Detective.
guardsman Bejav.
Guardsman Bajab.
Yep. Bejav RD. Getting a workout here on Fantasy Name Generator.
Good to know. We weren't sure who was going to be handling that, or if they'd heard anything about perhaps someone coming back through the arch in the Grove. Nasty fuckers.
Yeah,
Not looking forward to more
bad
of them.
business.
Bad business indeed. Um, but that is all I believe we had, ladies.
I think so. Kind of all we had going on at the moment.
Okay. I know we have other places to go, so I just wanted to be sure. Kide, did you have anything?
No, I mean, just if you hear anything about, um, them hunting down people, or if you think our lives might be in danger from that group, beyond what we already think, we would appreciate a heads up.
If we find anything, I'll get Henri a message.
Thank you. And with that, Henri will turn to leave.
Yeah, Selma will follow after him. She's gonna sit on his shoulder for their walk out the lobby.
Okay.
Just kind of hiding behind his head a little bit.
Sure. And Jeffries, he's there at the desk and kind of stands up a little straighter as you come by, and he says, do you find everything that you everything go okay with Chu? And you
Yes.
see he's definitely like kind of looking.
Everything went well. We added another red string to his board, so I feel like I have only added to his burden. Perhaps one day we can help relieve some of it. Thank you so much. I will see you in the future, Sergeant.
Do you
And
wave at him?
I do a little like, bye. Just
He gives you a smile. Bye. Hey. Yeah. Have a good day.
you too, Sergeant.
Astray glares at him and then walks out.
TJ has no idea what's going on.
He gives you a big smile.
Just on the way out, Henri's just like, that. I mean, one could assume he was into smaller women given his size, because most women are smaller than him, but that's vastly smaller.
I'm not against a larger gentleman, but he's a little scary. I am
something.
I am 2.5 feet tall.
The sergeant was checking out Selma.
Which, in his defense, Selma, you are a very lovely woman, if
I appreciate
one short of
that.
stature.
Just if I had like another 2 or 3 feet on me, wouldn't be a problem. Not a
I mean,
problem.
if we can get our hands on an enlarged spell, you can go back. But
We live in a world full of magics.
Well, we'll see
No.
how the world goes. What time
Let's-
is it?
I believe it's time to go to a temple because perhaps you should pray after that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
We will-
it's early mid evening now.
Yeah, if we hit
Um,
up the temple and talk to Sister Penelope first, then we can go to the observatory after.
These were
Good to
exactly
me.
my thoughts astray. It is as
Is
if
the
our minds
amulet
are one.
still in the same pouch I put it in, or has it moved?
as what?
the skull.
Amulet. No,
Oh,
the
the
amulet.
amulet.
Yeah. I already think it's cursed, so I want to check and see if it's where I put it.
Turns out it's
Right.
double cursed.
Every time you think about it, it gets more cursed.
It's Pinocchio's curse, apparently. That's not it. Never mind.
Lie to me,
Different.
Pinocchio.
I
Lie to me.
on-read really hard there.
The amulet is in the same place you left it.
Okay.
We begin the ascent to the temple because it looks like it's a bit of a walk.
Yeah, yeah.
It's-
And you walked past it before on your way up to the
Glacier.
at the time, unbeknownst to you, the secret tomb that was, or whatever, that's up there.
Like you do.
So you make your way around
Making our way.
and up and behind the falls of the three goddesses. There's a cool kind of ravine that the river kind of runs through before the falls. That there's a well kept but still kind of sway-y bridge that you cross to get to the other side on your way to the temple. And it's a very like the image in the on the map. It's a very kind of big, columned, Grecian Roman style uh temple, kind of large, uh
Large Marge, if you will.
large marge, yeah. um Large stone blocks carved in different kind of geometric patterns and designs. There are no like outward depiction of divine figures like on the outside, and even in much of the way on the inside. If you've been in there, um, there are like kind of naves within where there are a variety of different altars to many, both to the three goddesses, but also to the many different divine figures that the varied people of the city pay homage to. Um, and it is uh, kind of a largely open space on the inside, and there are, of course, kind of back things, and there are a number of different, I guess, nuns, priestesses, probably not nuns, but priestesses that are kind of about doing various chores and things that you can see around the temple grounds, or around the temple, I suppose.
Astray's gonna walk up to the closest person and ask, "Excuse me, could you point me to where Sister Penelope is?"
It's a youngish girl, and she's maybe sweeping the marble steps
Like an
and
acolyte.
yeah, and she kind of startles a bit like as she takes in your package, um and then sees the sign and is instantly calmed. A real zombie wouldn't have a sign, right? Zombies aren't known for their
Just making notes for my next
blindness.
necromancer
Yeah.
character.
um and she says, yes, Sister Penelope is believe she is in prayer uh at the moment, but you can wait inside.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And she kind of points away inside, and she kind of she'll take her broom and kind of go and uh goes up to another acolyte or whatever, and kind of they put their heads together, and the
Comes
other
one head.
nods, and the other nods and kind of looks to your group, and nods, and uh heads off to a one of the alcoves, um that we will say is the alcove. Let's do this. Ashley, roll me a d6.
Oh no! Don't mess it up.
Okay, 3.
It's a
3.
good number.
Okay. That is that anyone who has been here would know is an alcove to the Moonlit Queen.
Henri is gonna just kind of wander in, and he looks very comfortable
Hmm.
here, like strangely so. He just kind of wanders in, slightly wanders off to one side away from the group, and just finds a shadowed corner, and just one of the little side areas, and just pulls out a little bit of incense and kind of lights it, sticks it in, and just like literally just sits down, folds his legs, and begins meditating.
Okay.
Astray is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is yeah, it's a calming place. Um and it's also a place that kind of has that not only in the like the building itself, like because it's that style and that size of building has a weight to it, but there is a weight, a weight to this place as well. um and maybe given somebody's medications, they would be uncomfortable, and that's okay. um you can see that there are a number of other, um we could say supplicants, but other um citizens praying and whatnot in different alcoves. Similar, there's incense, and it smells of sandalwood and cedar.
Astray, uh, maybe these religious type people are who you should ask about your current, you know, how,
Status?
yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Mhm.
Status. Um, and maybe they have some advice, or maybe, I mean, you're already living, but maybe you could get raised.
Is there anything like because she feels uncomfortable because she knows that there's likely clerics in here and clerics are likely to freak out at her as a person. But is there anything in there that she feels drawn to, perhaps?
Hmm. Sure. Let's do this. Let's have you give me a um let's do this. Let's have Astray and Key Day. Please both give me charisma saving throws.
Yay,
I just keep
charisma.
using. I like charisma saving throws as
They don't get used nearly enough.
they don't, and I really think it fits for a lot of the way that I'm using them because it's like you're trying to either assert or feel assertions of personality. So Kide got a 7.
I
Okay.
got
Oh,
a
good.
And Astray got a 6.
It's not a competition, guys.
No, wow.
I can't roll much lower than this.
I could have rolled 5 points lower.
Astray, you don't. You feel I will let's say you don't you feel something, but you don't it's ambiguous.
Ambivalent?
Yeah, it's hard. You can't pinpoint it.
Amphitary?
Astray, or rather Key Day, however, you feel cold.
That's odd. You
Yeah,
don't usually feel cold.
you can see your breath.
Eden,
You you feel a stiffness, like like you've been cold for a while. You hear the sound of ice moving,
Oh no.
and you hear a voice,
Oh, she's back.
and
Quick, Henri!
Hmm?
it says,
Three-way conference call.
it says fire bearer.
Hello, this is
You-
the operator. Would you like me to connect you through?
Selma flies down from where I think she was probably just like doing loops in the air, down to Henri and is like, I think she's having a thing with her brain again.
I know. I'm waiting for the opportune moment to speak up.
Okay.
Do you so do you respond with
I do, and I say it out loud instead of just using my brain. Like,
okay.
And Henri looks over and using his ability to speak telepathically to any creature he can see within 20 feet. Doesn't need to share language with the creature for to understand it, but the creature must be able to understand at least one language. And just kind of says telepathically to Kide, yes, Kide?
Henri, give me a let's make it a give me a go insight, please. We'll say making things up as we go.
Okay, that's a 17 natural plus 2 for my trained
Spread out.
insight. So 19.
Nice. 19. Yeah, spread out the spread out the rolls. Henri, you feel cold. You can see your breath. Your limbs become weighty with frost. And you hear a voice. And Kide, you also hear the same voice at the same time. And it says, well, this is unexpected.
I greet you.
Hello there.
Who's do we commune with?
There's like a sigh. I don't know.
Oh, me neither. That's that just goes around here.
Tis common.
I have. Oh, Father, I've lost my name. So many things. My throne.
One of them is not Scraith, is it?
Scraith, no. That bastard. And then this voice uses a slur. Um, different than bastard. Um, uh, um, oh, hey, you speak primordial Kide.
I
Henri
do.
does not.
Correct.
Yeah, so she says some in primordial, some slur, um,
Oh
some
my.
slur for whatever Afridi are, that people who don't like Afridi would use.
That
Um,
sounds like a venereal disease.
exactly.
Something with burning.
I understand the intent of of the word.
Um, and she said, the voice says, you have the ability to free me. The word you bear.
The word. Which word?
Yes, the thing that is bound to your soul, that you carry emblazoned on your skin. You
Um,
have but to speak, and it can break my binding.
Wait, so you're saying I have a spell I can cast and it'll free you? Or are you saying that I need to give you something?
There's like a sound that's not so obnoxiously um
Like a Skeksis?
like a
Hmm.
thinking, yeah, like a thinking sound, right? How do you think? How do you make a sound of thinking in your thoughts? Um,
Hmm.
and sh- she says, I'm, I'm not sure. I can. When you were near, I could sense its power.
But
What
I don't know uh the power word.
you are entombed at the top of the glacier?
Is that where I am? That. Hmm.
Henri is making faces in real time while staring at Kide. She's like,
Yeah. But you're not talking out loud. Kide's talking out loud. So I guess the rest of you are hearing just Kide as Andre makes weird expressions at me.
She says, I don't. uh, Perhaps that whatever happened, there was another there. I sensed uh, whatever he did has woken me from
Cat bomb.
slumber.
Jesus Christ,
Serve
Glurpy.
me.
It
Are
was
you
just
okay?
like that, but with like a fey creature that like came into a tomb, like ah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
actually kind of genuinely hurt.
Yeah.
Because he jumped from like
Um, perhaps as I will I will remember things. That's what what year is it?
I know what year.
Um, I guess that's a great question. I will ask. I would in a very me way. I would ask, do you think you would know what year it is? Because there is a year that a person could know. Is
I
that
don't
a thing that you
know
would
that
pay
I would
attention
have
to?
asked, as it wouldn't necessarily have been relevant. So I guess I would just say, "Oh, it's Month of the Throne, Moonstay."
Henri knows what year it is, and he will rattle it off.
It is 2022,
It is 2022. The plague continues.
and you would say 2022, and you would know that it is considered Throne Reckoning.
2022 Throne Reckoning.
She says, I don't know what that means.
If I'm being honest, neither do I entirely.
And you feel the presence leave. You are warmed back to wherever body temperature you were at before. Um,
Henri just kind of looks down and frowns and starts thinking.
Well, it remembered that Afridi, and that seems to be pretty old kind of news, like prehistory kind of news. And she didn't know what the date and the year meant, so that tracks.
Oh, if she is the bound creature, she has been there for, as you said before, um,
A long
tracked
time.
time. The question that is concerning me is if she is not an ally of Scraith and not an ally of the king, who was she? And why would someone seek to release her? And more importantly, is doing so calamitous or beneficent?
Well, I can't imagine that anything that horrible fey creature was trying to do was for our own good.
That
I mean,
is my yes.
the
Well, I mean, I'm
likelihood
really
that
good
he
at
was
research with my background in archaeology. I could always go to the library and try and find out.
Oh, yes, hello. You didn't hear all that conversation, everyone. Um, it appears that the being that is entrapped at the top of the glacier can, at this location, make contact with Kide in some sort of strange connection. And it's possible that the runes upon Kide's body are some sort of actual key to unlock their chains, which puts us in a certain weighty moral dilemma. Because
I
if
can't remember. Did I recognize what language the runes were on Kide's body? I thought I did.
They're primordial, aren't they?
I think that's
they
what it
are
was.
primordial.
So, also, I apologize for that. Slurpee leapt off of my arms, upended both my dice tray and his food bowl.
that's impressive.
So I had to deal with that.
Did the contents switch?
No,
All the dice in the food bowl and food in the dice tray.
but he rolled a 16, so.
Good on Slurpee. Good roll.
But yeah, I think someone's just kind of taking this all in and being like, well, do we know if they're evil?
That is the quandary I am in. If they are not evil, leaving them chained feels morally incompatible. But if they are wicked, we would not want to free them. But it does, in fact, confirm that the runes upon Kide's body are not perhaps an ill-advised tattoo from her misspent youth, but something of more importance.
I like them, but yeah.
No,
I
they are
guess-
very nice, but
But do you think I just
A
got drunk one
strange
night and then
stared
I went
at
to some
her
kind of
off-
magical tattoo artist?
A stranger
it is a strange
stared
world.
at Kide's the tattoos long enough. Has she puzzled out anything of what they might mean. I mean, obviously she can read them because it's primordial, but
Pepperoni
Yeah.
pizza.
Um,
Henri, in
lot
fact,
of it
was just
a lot of it seems to be, or some of it seems to be prayers. Um, hang on. I wrote a thing about this somewhere.
oh,
I don't
things,
know where
notes,
it is.
talking.
I wrote a thing. I don't know where to put it. I have like things in far too many places right now.
I
Oh
know
wait, hang on. I'm dumb. I have a
You're
thing
great. Don't
for.
say that.
Oh yes. Oh yep. Of course, I didn't fucking put it there. Why wouldn't I have done that? I don't remember. Um,
Well,
there's a name I have written somewhere. But some
for
of
the prayers
them,
for you.
some of the sections that you can see that you have seen, perhaps appear to be prayers or exaltations um, to some kind of um, ruler figure.
Stray would like to walk up to Kide and kind of look at one of her arms and read out one of the sections that seem like a prayer exaltation out loud in primordial.
Okay, okay.
About to invoke the name of Talus and Jaffe here in this temple. Why would you do that?
Give me
And I can read
one.
primordial too, right? So if I were to say that like some of the sections um mention something about protection,
Mhm,
uh or the some kind of radiance,
mhm, mhm.
but it's it's kind of hard to make it make sense.
Yeah, when you can only read so many parts of, yeah, curves, and it's the under boob is the hardest part. It's hard
Uh,
to
goes way
read that
down
one.
there.
I mean, Kide, if at some point you want me to, since I can read it, take note down of every rune on your body so that we have them written down in one place so we can kind of puzzle them out, I would do that for you.
Um, yeah, maybe if we try to do a translation or something, some time when we're not in public.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
fair.
Astray, are you trying to flirt?
No, I can read
Okay.
her body.
This isn't like come back to my place and we'll play strip poker.
You may realize that
That
someone
was a
may be
very
a little
loud thunder
clueless.
crack. Sorry, it scared me.
God.
So you want to read one out loud in primordial.
Yes.
Okay. Um okay, let's dance. Um go ahead and make a religion roll.
Religion.
Religion.
Oh, not too bad. 19. I rolled an 18.
19. Yes. Um you start to speak this prayer, um and it's it's one of those things where you start to go, and then you're reading it and reading it and speaking it, and it just kind of takes on a life of its own. um I guess
Oh.
it's um what the fuck is the word? Like the evangelicals in the South.
Speaking in
Um,
tongues.
not the speaking in tongues, but like that
Glossalia?
kind of that feeling, that I don't. There's like an emotion that you get. Um,
Um,
Religious mania?
Fervor or something.
Fervor,
Yeah,
yeah.
Just
mania
fervor.
maybe. Yeah. And maybe
Homina.
unintentionally you kind of are adding weight to these words, and you
How do I feel when she's reading it?
warm. Actually, you start to feel a little warmer, not like uncomfortable, because of course you are in fact a fire genasi, but you feel warm. You all see her barks, in some cases through clothes, that as they kind of begin to shine a bit. And you, Astray, your voice kind of changes a bit, and in your mind's eye you see a a burning eye, not, I guess maybe kind of like the Eye of Sauron, but like, it's because
The
it's a
eye,
burning eye, right?
the eye of
Um,
non copywritten individuals.
yep. And it opens, and it is a, instead of like an eye like the Eye of Sauron, it is a like a black, like onyx, like, the white and iris, it's all like black onyx, and you feel this weight upon you, and you hear the crackling, and then you hear you hear a familiar voice of an old woman say, "Not today, Sultan."
Yeah. Yeah.
And there is a kind of that there is like a kind of flutter of wings, and that eye is gone from your mind. Your voice like cuts off, and the tattoos, the marks, the runes, go back
Okay.
to their normalness.
Can I have done something in the interim?
Yep.
While this is happening, Henri, just calm as a coma, has slipped on a leather gauntlet, and literally about the time she shuts up, Henri has just put his hand over Astray's mouth to stop her.
Oh no, what is happening?
Just
Hold on.
whoop,
There's some connection issues, I think, somewhere.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Stream is here.
You not hear us, Chad?
I I just, well, I can hear, the only
Me.
person I can see now is Kristen. Now Ashley's
Oh,
back.
no.
That
Now
happens with
Allison's
Ninja.
back.
Must be your connection in Duluth.
Like, Kristen has been fine the whole time. She's been able to move for a
I
while.
mean, I'm
Ashley
the one
was
that has
frozen.
the lightning, but you're the one having the
Yeah,
issues.
He's the one with the
I
thunder.
always had issues. Um, Now I think Michael's gone.
No, I'm here.
Oh, he's
Oh,
still
I can
here.
see him.
Can you not hear me?
Oh, really?
Can you hear
It's
me?
you,
can't see,
Chad.
I can't see. Maybe it is me.
He's on the stream still too.
Oh.
Papa, can you hear
Oh,
me?
yep. It's me.
Did
There
you
was a
hear?
network. I just switched over to Twitch. It says there's a network error.
Oh
Da-da-ba-da.
no.
Oh, now he's dropping. Bye, Chad.
We love
no.
you.
I still hear Chad.
I don't.
That's so weird.
Now he's back.
Pardon us while the tech gremlins attack yet again.
Wow.
Chadlin, can you hear me?
Michael's still here.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're the
Everyone
you're
is
the one
still
having the
here.
let me
problem.
hang on. Let
Chad.
me
I
do
can't hear
this.
Chad
Like a
now.
seance. Like, Elizabeth, can you hear us? Are you here?
All right. So
Hey, I
now
can
I've
hear
just
Chad.
turned up. I've turned up the volume on Twitch.
Oh, so you're listening in delayed time?
Oh
Wait.
God,
Yeah.
we speak to you from the future.
Maybe this eye thing is a good like cutoff point for the night. It's a nice sort of. Maybe I don't want to. You okay over there, Chad?
Can you hear
Si-
anybody,
The
Chad?
silence is very.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can
Yeah.
hear. We can hear you. We've been able
Okay.
to hear you the whole time.
Cool. I don't know what's happening. Michael, save that for next week.
Happening right now.
Because because I can't hear you. So,
Doesn't matter. I may be speaking an incantation myself. Perhaps
or
I
you
am
can say it
invoking
and I'll
dark
watch
power.
it later.
And you will soon know my wrath as lightning from the sky destroys ye.
Well, it is
Be prepared
7:50,
to
so how
prom.
about
Now
we
Selma puts
stop
her
there,
hands over Henri's mouth.
and we'll
It's
pick up with him putting his hand over Astray's mouth when we come back next week.
So it would
Perfect.
appear.
Yeah. Everyone, thank you. Thank you for watching. I apologize for the weirdness at the end. That's
Our deaf
probably me.
DM now.
It's not you, it's me.
Can't hear what we're
But thanks for
saying.
hanging out. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And come see us next week. Let's do a round of who you are, everyone, where they can find you, what you have going on. We'll start with Ashley.
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley, Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter. You can find me on next Wednesday with the Superior Adventures Guild Superior on Twitch. As we wrap up our 2.5 year campaign with just like a wind down. And might see Michael there too. We'll see.
I'm Schrodinger's person.
Michael?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So hi, my name is Michael and I'm an alcoholic. Wait, no, I only had one today. The important part is you can find me on the internet at Twitter at Valkyrie Bait. I hopefully am going to be there for a debrief of the campaign we finished last Wednesday, next Wednesday. Depends on if I get out of class as early as I think I am for this first session. After that, this is mostly what I'm going to have going on reliably. I may show up in other places mysteriously, depending on when I am called. I may be invoked. Those who wish to call upon me need only speak my name and provide some sort of reward.
It
Hint,
can be bartered.
being crazy is its own reward. Kristen, isn't that right?
Me? Yes. Hi.
Hello. I'm passing you the ball.
Okay. Hi. I'm Kristen. You can find me on the internet at Darth Surrealish. You can also catch me as well as Allison, which she will talk about in a second as well, on Exquisite Corpse Presents on Saturday nights. Otherwise, I'm in most everything we do on this channel, and so just follow and it'll tell you that, hey, we're live.
Allison,
And
take us home.
Allison.
I'm Allison. You can find me on Twitter at It's a Feral, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm here playing various characters. On Saturdays, you can catch me over at Exquisite Corpse Presents, where I play Riot fucking Goodfellow. Yeah. Later, Gators.
Yeah.
Wait, we're
And I,
Gators?
as always, am Chad. You can find me on Twitter as RealCMG. You can find me right here on Twitch as North Shore DM. You can soon find me as Raven Writ Games, my new enterprise, and the fantastic offerings that I will have for you to purchase and experience with your hands and your mind. More to come on that as things roll out. Please allow me to pimp the shows that we have going on right here on the channel. Tomorrow night, Somnom Exteri with special guest DK from Exquisite Corpses presents. I'm excited for that. And friend Don
Story.
also coming back to reprise his role. I've heard, Don, if you're watching, there might be a dick punch.
There's always a dick punch.
Just saying. Monday, Madness Takes Artena, Kristen's homebrew 5e game. Super fun game. Characters are amazing. The players are great. It's wonderful. Watch it. Tuesday, 1 p.m. I guess Monday, 5:30 p.m. Monday or Tuesday, 1 p.m. Watercolor Wizardry. Maria's doing character art from these characters in this game. And then at 4:30 p.m., her game, Misguided Magic, all femmes, D&D 5e. There's a stinky old person.
And Scoria maybe has a date with
Yes,
the daughter of
and
the stinky old cat person's ex.
I say stinky old person, and I don't mean that in a bad way because
She's an old hairless tabaxi who
she's fantastic.
literally her infestation is her lice and fleas leaving her
That's a
body
thing.
to go and
It's the
attack.
best. It is the best. Beetlebug is my favorite. And Wednesday, Chaos Curiosities, 6 p.m. With
Me,
some combination
cat,
of us.
cat, some combination of the three.
Yeah, I'm down to do it again. Yeah. And then of course, right back here on Thursday, where I'll be honest, they'll probably get like one answer and then like 10 more questions.
Fair.
But it'll be great.
The rain just started hitting my window.
It's better than hitting you.
What?
You
It's
guys need
here,
rain though.
and there's been thunderstorms like this whole
Nice.
time. Like every time
Yeah.
you see me look off in the distance, it's because the crack of thunder happened.
Thunder. Awesome. Well, hey everyone, thanks for hanging out. Check out the merch. It'll make you look good. And people will ask you, where did you get that?
Emotional support undead.
Exactly. So thanks. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.